All right, let's talk about one of the most critical moments in anyone's career, starting a new role. Today, we're cracking open the playbook from Michael D. Watkins' legendary book, The First 90 Days. This is your roadmap, your guide to making sure those first 3 months set you up for a massive win, not a slow fizzle. Because trust me, what you do right at the start can change everything. So, you did it. You got the job. All that hard work paid off, and now it's your time to shine. You're walking in on day one, feeling that mix of excitement and nerves, ready to prove they made the absolute right choice. But here's the thing that most people miss. From the second you walk through that door, a clock starts ticking. I mean, think about it. For a while, you're a net negative. You're learning the ropes, you're taking up other people's time, you're consuming resources. You're an investment the company is making. So the big question is, how long does it take to cross that break-even point? The moment you start delivering more value than you take. Yeah, that number might be a bit of a shock. According to a survey of CEOs, the average mid-level leader takes a full 6.2 months just to get back to zero. That's more than half a year. The good news? You don't have to be average. You can crush that timeline. See, in those first few months, you're going to find yourself on one of two tracks. On the left, you've got the vicious cycle. You make a bad call, your credibility takes a hit. People share less with you, which, you guessed it, leads to more bad calls. It's a downward spiral. But on the right, that's where we want to be, the virtuous cycle. You nail an early win, your credibility soars, you get better info, more support, which helps you create even bigger wins. It's a snowball of success. And this, right here, is your guide to building that virtuous cycle. So what's move number one? It's simple. Before you do anything, you have to diagnose the situation. You have to understand the game you're playing before you can try to win it. And this is the best framework for it, the STARS model. You got to know what you've walked into. Is it a startup where you're building from scratch? A turnaround where you're basically saving a sinking ship? Are you managing crazy accelerated growth? Or maybe a realignment, trying to get a good company back on track? Or are you there to sustain success? The point is, your strategy has to match the situation. The hero who saves a turnaround will completely fail in a sustaining success role if they don't change their approach. Okay, so you know the situation. What's next? You have to become a learning machine. And I'm not talking about just reading some company manuals. This is about treating learning as the single most important investment you can make. The faster you learn, the faster you can deliver. This quote from Watkins really hits home. Why? Because sometimes the rules of the game change, but your title doesn't. Maybe your team gets restructured or the company's strategy shifts. If you're not constantly learning and paying attention, you could be playing by an old set of rules, and you won't even know why you're losing. Now, here's the biggest trap you're going to face. The action imperative. It's that voice in your head, that immense pressure you feel to do something, anything, to prove you were the right hire. But making a move before you've actually learned enough is the fastest way to make a mistake and kick off that vicious cycle we just talked about. So if jumping into action is the wrong move, what's the right one? It's about getting curious. It's about creating a plan to ask the right questions to the right people. This is your roadmap for that. Think of it as your own private investigation. You need to understand the history. How did we get to this point? You need to find the political landmines before you step on them. You're looking for those golden opportunities that everyone else has overlooked. You're not just learning, you're gathering mission-critical intelligence. Okay, you've diagnosed the situation, you've been learning like crazy, now you're ready. It's time for play number 3, secure early wins. This is how you start building momentum. This is how you signal to everyone that things are about to get better. This is how you start that virtuous cycle. And here's the 4-step game plan. 1, build your own personal credibility. Show up, listen, be consistent. 2, and this is a big one, get wins that matter to your boss. Figure out their biggest headache and solve it. 3, don't try to boil the ocean. Pick a few key things you can actually accomplish. And 4, get those wins in a way that fits the company culture. Don't be a bull in a china shop. And that brings us to the final and maybe most overlooked play. Look, success isn't just about how well you perform. It's about proactively managing the most important relationship you have at work, the one with your boss. You can't just wait for success to happen. You have to negotiate for it. So how do you do that? Well, it all boils down to having 5 very specific, very critical conversations. First, the situation diagnosis. Make sure you and your boss agree on the STAR situation. Second, expectations. Get crystal clear on what a win actually looks like. Third, style. How do they like to communicate? Daily check-ins, weekly reports? Figure it out. Fourth, resources. What do you need to actually get the job done? And finally, personal development. Talk about how this role is going to help you grow. This is your toolkit for getting perfectly aligned. Let's just bottom line this. Your career is the single biggest investment you will ever manage. And those first 90 days, that's your moment of maximum leverage. The effort you put in here, the careful diagnosis, the rapid learning, the strategic wins, it's going to pay out the highest possible returns for years to come. So whether you're starting a new job on Monday or just thinking about what's next, your next 90 days really start right now. You have the playbook. The question is, what's your first move going to be?